Guys, thanks for your time. Question for Mark. With this group has played together and really grown together over the past few years. Do you think now that the expectations are rising to get bigger, better performances and bigger and better results?
I,
Thanks.
yeah, no, absolutely. I think we have a group of guys who are all hungry, guys who are all competitors, and every time we step into this environment, I think the expectations rise. Right, we demand more of ourselves, and in turn demand more of each other. Uh, and at the end of the day, that'll raise the performance, that'll raise the levels there. So, again, you step into a platform like Copa America, and now you have a trophy on the line, and now everyone realizes what we need to do. And it's about performance, putting together quality performances each step of the way, and from there, we just continue to grow as a group. So.
Next will be Jonathan Tannenwald from the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Thanks, Michael. Hello, gentlemen. Mark, no surprise that this one's for you. How do you think your season went at Genk, and how do you see the competition in this center back pool, which is deep enough now that there's a lot of guys really trying to get in?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's tough to talk about myself individually because collectively, I think in Genk we didn't really feel like we had the season that we wanted to. We had expectations coming into the year, following up on, just missing the championship on the final match day of last season. So not stepping up and achieving those goals, I think was definitely a hit. Myself individually, I had high aspirations and high expectations of myself. I feel like, of course, I could have been better over the course of the season, but it's also difficult when we have 3 games a week and we also have rotation. So I think everybody realized that it wasn't really about who was playing. It was more so about stepping up and doing your role to the fullest of your ability. And from there, the results we couldn't really control. And when you go through difficult stretches as well, it's tough to find that form again, that consistency. So as a whole, the season wasn't necessarily what I would have wanted for myself or the team would have wanted as a collective. But nonetheless, those are the years where you really learn the most about yourself as a person, as a player, and from there you can grow. And again, you talk about the depth within the national team at the center back position. That's something that I think in any position you can look at and say, yeah, that's what we want. We want a list of guys who are all playing at high levels, who are all confident in form. And when you step into this environment, that really pushes each guy to raise their level each week, like I talked about before in the last question. So every training session, every moment you have on the pitch, it's key, to go out there and push yourself, because when you step on the international platform, any small moment of a lapse that you can get punished for. So especially at the center back position, it's about really being dominant, really being confident, and ultimately, again, demanding more of each other.
I know the guys had some time off the last few days. You didn't get much because you came straight from Belgium to Maryland, I know, but I know there were a couple days in the last few days that guys get off. Did you do anything fun?
Yeah, I got married. It's a little
Congratulations.
something. Yeah, apologies for the monotone in my voice, but yeah, got married and right back to business. So we had a couple days and got to spend some time with the family and family I haven't seen. Spend some time with my wife's family, and yeah, celebrate the union of two families coming together. So it was special, but ultimately my eyes are here with the guys as well. So switching back wasn't really that hard for me.
Next will be Lakin Littman from Fox.
Está hablando mucho. Cállese, ¿no?
Thanks, Michael. First of all, congratulations on getting married. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
This question is for both of you. When it comes to leadership on this team, what are some specific things that Christian does behind the scenes that we wouldn't see?
Vale.
Yeah, it's Christian. I think he's one of the players who, most of the time he shows you with actions. There's times in training where we're slacking a little bit or we're not doing the best we can. And, that's when he's going to come up to you and he's going to be telling you, like, hey, you need to step it up. But, I think most of the time it's just actions on the pitch. He's showing you that he's hungry. He's showing you what he wants from the team. And I think, yeah, that's his best quality for me. Answer, man.
You want me to answer as well?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. No, I mean to piggyback off what Pepe was saying, I think he's a guy who leads a lot by example, by his demeanor, by his aggression, his resilience to kind of go each and every action to the fullest of his ability. But I think again his holding guys accountable is something that some people won't see. You know, it may not be a thing of where he's loud and boisterous in his body language, but once he gets a moment, you know, and there may be a moment where the ball's out or out of play, he's going to pull you aside and say, hey, like, wake up, you know, come on. We need more. And I think those moments are key because it really makes sure, it really shows that the guys are, as much as we are boys off the pitch, once we step on the pitch, it's about business, and he wants to win just as much as we all do. So to have a guy like him really, really showing that is really important.
Next is Ryan Talmadge from Goal.com.
Thank you, Michael. And this one for both of you. Obviously, all focus is on this summer and the Copa and this trophy that's coming up, but obviously this is the start of something really big in this country. You know, you have the Copa this summer, you have the World Cup coming up, you have an Olympics, the Club World Cup. Like, this is the start of really a period of change in this country and what this sport means in this country. So for the two of you, you know, how have you seen that change, first of all, and how important is it this summer to really start this era off right as this game continues to grow and the sport continues to grow in this country?
Go ahead.
I think you feel the momentum, obviously, right, where you have a big tournament where you're hosting it as well. So when you get in that build-up, you feel the energy behind the supporters, everybody kind of buying into that, okay, you know, we have something really important coming, and we're going to need everybody to be behind us, supporting us through it. So whether it's, again, after the game, during the game, before the game, on the bus ride to the game, things posted around the city, you know, the support of leaving the hotel, all these different bits and pieces that come along and surround the game, I think that's really where you feel the energy and that momentum sliding into our favor in many ways, because again, we are a hungry group, and when you have a group of hungry people as well around you, it makes you want to go even harder. So
We'll continue with Donald Wine.
Thank you, Michael, and hello, gentlemen. Good to see you both. You know, obviously you had 2 games last week or in the last 10 days or so against Colombia and then Brazil. And in preparing for Bolivia, what's the 2 takeaways from those 2 friendlies that you guys kind of learned about yourselves as a team that you can apply towards this game in Bolivia and forward?
You want me to answer this?
go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, I think one of the main things that I think we learned as a group is, we can compete against, any team in the world. We saw it versus Brazil. We unfortunately got a not so good result versus Colombia, and then we were able to turn it around. So it just shows the mentality we have as a team to be able to just, learn from our mistakes and then take it on to the next game. So I think that was very important for us, and, like I said, a very important lesson.
Yeah, I'd say also, we talk about intensity being a starting point, right? It's been a common theme, and we look at the Brazil game, look at the Colombia game, and where we lacked intensity in some ways, whether it be attacking transition or defensive transition. So that was one area where we really wanted to improve on and take the game, not sit back. And then the other point is ultimately focusing on performance more than anything else, right? If you put together a quality performance, in many cases the result will follow, but the moment you start thinking about the result and wanting to get the result, you maybe pull yourself out of focus on playing and putting together a quality performance. So I think, again, intensity and focusing on performance were 2 things as well that we took away from both games.
We'll take 2 more questions and begin with Eric Mora.
Hola, Ricardo Pepi, Eric Mora de Telemundo. Mi pregunta es para ti. ¿Qué se siente o qué sientes de estar iniciando este camino en la Copa América aquí en tu propia casa, ante tu gente, ante tu familia? ¿Es especial el iniciar esta Copa? ¿Y cuáles son las expectativas del equipo y cuánta presión hay de poder ganar este torneo? Porque es en su propia casa, pese a tener a los gigantes de la CONMEBOL.
Sí, algo especial, ¿no? Estar aquí frente a mi familia, estar con el grupo otra vez de nuevo, y bueno, compitiendo en este torneo es algo especial, obviamente jugando aquí en Dallas, algo muy bonito para mí y, preparado. En el tema de las expectativas del grupo, creo que tenemos muchas expectativas, ¿no? Las expectativas no las ponemos nosotros. Queremos ir partido por partido. Queremos primero enfocarnos en el partido que viene primero y luego ya los que vienen después. Y creo que, bueno, ganar cada partido obviamente está en la expectativa.
Last question comes from Mike Boitala from Soccer America.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can you both speak to the magnitude of the Copa America tournament? Do you have any personal memories of maybe watching a Copa and or what it means to be playing against such a variety of opponents?
Yeah, you want me?
Dale.
Yeah, I think when you talk about some of the most watched games in the world, I think you can, aside from the World Cup, you look at the Copa America, right? You talk about countries that have won multiple World Cups in Uruguay and Argentina and Brazil, and you have the opportunity now to step into this tournament and go head to head with them. So in a grand scheme of things, I think that is the special part of taking part in this tournament. Ultimately, it's usually a South American tournament, and now we have the opportunity to play against them. So it would really be a challenge, but one that's welcome, one that we are all hungry for, one that we ultimately want to play against the best of the best. We want to play against the best teams in the world to showcase, the abilities that we have as a group and the work that we put in. So yeah, it's exciting, and I know the group is ready for it.